Hey guys, and welcome to the emergency brake episode, guys. We have a problem with our Corvette here. Our emergency brake doesn't work. Basically nothing about it works. I will go over the whole system. I will show you the order of things. I will show you how to unseize brake cables, how to unseize certain parts inside the brakes, so you can even reuse stuff if you wanted to. And I also have links to sell you whatever you need. Okay, let's get started right away. Okay guys, so to start with, you have to jack up both sides. Do that at your own risk, be safe. So as you can see, we got the car in neutral. That side spins and that side spins, no problem. Okay, let's go in the car and pull up the emergency brake. Okay, so I can tell you right now, it feels weird. It feels like it's not even doing anything because stuff's loose underneath, but let's pull it up anyways. It's up all the way. So with the brake pulled up all the way, as you can see, it does absolutely nothing on that side and absolutely nothing on this side. Okay, we're gonna take the brake back off. Okay, let's get started right away. So make sure you have both wheels in the air because it's a posi diff, so you have to spin the wheel. Okay, let's get that wheel off first. Okay guys, we got the wheel off, the car's secure. You got to get this caliper off. There's a few different ways of doing it. It comes apart as two. I mean, you can disconnect this hose, take the whole thing off. But if you got really good hoses that are brand new and they're not going to break on you, you can take this little guy out. So we're going to do that right now. See, just like that. And then that will give you a little bit more room here to play with. So anyways, you get the idea. So this just pops right out like that. See, now this can move a little bit. So you can move this whole thing. Because my plan is to take this caliper off without disconnecting that hose, so we don't have to re-bleed anything and we don't lose all our fluid that way either. There is enough room here, guys. Okay, so at the back of this thing, see right here, you have one bolt you're gonna remove. You're just gonna have to bend this out of the way like that. And then right over here, there is another one, not that one. That one right there. The way you get to these guys is you have to use a wrench like this. So you get it in there. You might have to put another wrench on top of it to get like a breaker bar going, and it will come off, guys. So I'm gonna remove that right now. Okay, just so you know what I mean by breaker bar. So you put that on, and you take another wrench and you put it on like this, and that gives you good leverage to pull this. There you go. Once you get it loose, you won't need the breaker bar no more. Okay, I'm pulling this off. Okay guys, so we got those both bolts off. Like, this thing is completely ready to come off, see? The only thing is, guys, you don't want to just pull it off, because what's going to happen is, see, like, we're reusing these rotors, we're reusing these pads, everything's super good shape on this. See what I mean? If you pull this off, those two pads are going to slowly start coming together. You don't want that. So what you got to do is you got to get yourself a piece of rubber hose works, and we're going to cut 4 little 1-inch chunks off of it, and I'll show you what we'll do with that. Okay guys, so we got our hoses cut. So we're basically gonna squeeze this like that, one on each side here. And as we're pulling this up, we're gonna stick these in to keep these two brake pads pushed away from each other. You get what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna set that up right now. Okay guys, see, that's how we got set up. So now when we pull this caliper off, these will stay separated. They're not gonna start closing on you. Okay, let's pull this off. Okay guys, see, we got it off to the side. No problems. This never got damaged or anything. We tied it up so it wouldn't fall. So now, in our case, this thing's ready to come off. But, see, right in this hole here, I'm going to try to show you. There is, if it'll get it, there is an adjuster in there. Is it getting it? See, there it is. Right? So you can put a screwdriver in there, and you can spin that in whichever direction. We'll find that out once we take it apart. We're going to be using that when we put it back together, so we'll get that in this video. Right, you put a screwdriver in there, and if these shoes are tight, you can loosen them, and then this will come off. And you also might have rivets on yours that you have to drill out with a drill bit. In our case, somebody already did that at some point, so in our case, this thing is ready to come off. All right, so there it is. Yeah, everything looks good in here. I'm going to say... this car spent 22 years in a garage, so nothing's really rusted or worn out. Like these are really, really good shape. So we're reusing all this stuff. Okay, I already see a few problems here. Like this little plate's all bent here. That's supposed to be straight. I'm guaranteed this part, it like opens up this metal thing to open these shoes up. Guaranteed this is all seized up. And also guaranteed that this is seized up because I tried moving it earlier and it wasn't moving. So, okay, let's get started on fixing all this, guys. Okay, guys, so the first thing you want to do is see this emergency brake cable. So you want to get this ball off of this like hook here. And in order to do that, we got to take this spring out. We're going to use some needle nose pliers, right? So you're going to remove this spring out of there so it's loose. I'm going to do that off camera to get my hands freed. Okay, I'll do it right now. Okay, guys, and if you're having a hard time with that part, what I'm going to do right now is, so I had this car in the garage up high just a few days ago. So I knew I was going to be working on the emergency brakes. So what I did is I went underneath and over by the emergency brake adjuster, right? Tensioner, whatever you want to call it. I went under there and I adjusted it. So I'm going to take you back in time right now, a whole week, and I'll show you what I did down there if you're having a hard time with this, because you're going to have to do that anyways. I just happened to do it earlier, but normally you would go underneath the car now and do it right now. So let me take you back in time. Hey guys, and welcome to the past. Currently the car is still up from this whole entire time. So I decided before I put the car down on the ground, I know I'm gonna have to work on the emergency brake, so I just figured I would eliminate some problems right now before I work on the brakes later when the car's down on the ground. Okay, so let me show you some problems. Okay, so sitting in the car here, right, when I pull this up, I gotta, you can feel it. So it doesn't start pulling on the cables. Like it should start pulling on the cables right here. And then it should be like fully engaged, right there. But in our case, see, it's just starting to get tight right here. See, so there's not much, there's basically nothing. Okay, let's go underneath and I'll show you the problem. Okay, that is the back of the car, just so you can get familiarized, right? There's your differential. So right here is your lines for your emergency brake, right? So see right here, up there, see, that goes to the handle. So when you pull on it, right, it pulls this cable, like pretty straightforward. See, it pulls it. And then that pulls these two cables, right? One goes to one wheel, one goes to the other. So here's the problem we're having. Like this whole entire thing looked, see, like that. Very like corrody and rusty and stuff. So I I started cleaning it already to try to get the threads to be clean. So, and I sprayed it with WD-40. That's the first thing you got to do to fix this. So what I did is I used just like a wired brush on a drill like this, see? And I just started cleaning it. That's what you got to do. Okay, so let me show you again what I did up there. Like I'm doing this now, knowing that later in the future, I'm gonna need this done, and I got the car up in a good position. So we are in the past, guys, right now. So like, see this here, this adjuster, see like right there, you can tell it's not adjusted right. See, by the time I pull the handle halfway up, see, it would just start pulling it. You get what I'm saying? So I cleaned all this, I put WD-40 on it. I'm still gonna clean it further on. And then these two bolts are gonna have to go over. Like that's number one. Number two, these brake lines here that go to the wheels. So this one here, see, look, it's kind of seized up, guys, as you can see, because it's been sitting for 22 years. It's not the end of the world though. So I took this little cover off. We could probably get it going, see? And for like the past 2 days, I've been sticking a straw from WD-40 into these holes, and I've been spraying in there on that side, and I've also been doing the exact same thing on the other side, see? And so it's getting oil in there. So later when I have the wheels off, I believe I can get these going. You will see it in the future because we're going to be doing it. If not, we're going to be changing those, but I will show you how to save them. Like, they'll be fine. Okay, let me just show you what I've been spraying the WD-40 here. Okay guys, see, so I moved it to the side like that, and then I've been taking this WD-40 straw and I've been going, see, it fills it up pretty good. This one already, see, if I pull on it, it's slowly starting to, I think I can get it going. Anyways, so that's what I got to do down here before I even take the wheels off. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up on what I've been doing. So I'm going to clean this part super good with the wire brush some more. And then I'm going to take 2 wrenches, turn these separately from each other. And what I need to do, guys, is I need to make this tight. Like I need to pull this like there, and then I need to move these over. So when I pull the handbrake up, it'll actually pull on those nice and tight. But before I do that, I'm going to have the wheels off, and I'm going to spray WD-40 in on the other side by the wheels as well and try to get them going. So this is what I did in the past, guys, when the car was up.
All right, let's fast forward back to the future.
Okay, guys, and just like that, we're back in the future again. Okay, so while you're watching that, this is what I did. So I got this emergency brake cable off. It is completely seized. It doesn't go in or out. So what you do now, guys, is you grab some WD-40, great stuff. And see how there's a little hole there? Just like what we did underneath. You want to fill this thing so it basically so it comes out the bottom. So you just keep filling it like that. Don't worry, guys, we'll fix this cable. It will be 100%. You fill it. You know, you can move it to the side like this. Fill it on that side now. You really want that stuff to get in there. So I'm gonna do that for about 30 seconds right now. Okay, you can even grab a hammer and just kind of, you get what I'm saying? To loosen it in there. We're gonna spray a little bit more WD-40. Okay guys, so we're pretty much ready up here. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to pull the handbrake and try to pull this in. And then we'll have one guy pulling the handbrake and one guy over here, you know, with a pair of pliers, or even over here, just going back and forth with this to try to get this thing moving. Once you get it moving a little bit, you can get it moving perfect. I'll show you how. So we're gonna have to go underneath, guys. And remember that adjustment that we worked on in the past? See this one here? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tighten it, because like these are loose, right? So even if you pull the handbrake, it's not really pulling on this. So we're gonna screw this to the point where these are already tight, like really, really tight, so you can't move them. And then when we pull the handbrake, it's really, really gonna pull on that, which is what we want. And hopefully it'll come out. And once it comes out once, we can get it going. So I'm gonna adjust that right now, guys, off camera. I'm just gonna spin that, you know, that nut right there. I'm gonna spin it this way more so it's tight. Makes sense? Okay. Okay, guys, see, we got it super tight now. I mean, these things are basically like guitar strings. All right, let's go pull the handbrake. So I do have a teenage son that doesn't like being on camera. So I'm gonna just pull that on my own for now. And I'll just place the camera right here for you guys to see, and then I can see if it even went. And if it did, I'm gonna go grab him. Okay, one last squirt in there. Let's go try it. Okay guys, well you saw it, that totally worked. So we got it loose. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the emergency brake off, right? And we're gonna try to pull this out with a pair of pliers. Okay guys, so I got a pair of vice grips. See, I'm just gonna put them on this, see? But they're still moving around. But this way I can put it on the end of this ball here. I can go like this. I can grab a screwdriver. All right, let's see if we can make this come back. Ready, guys? Boom, look at that. Okay, so now more WD-40 in there. We're gonna go inside and pull the handbrake. Okay, and with each time that you do that, it should get easier and easier. You get what I'm saying? Ready? Oh yeah, way easier that time. Okay, WD-40 in there. And let's do it again. Even easier that time. Okay, now we're gonna pull it up again as much as it'll go. See, it's going good now. We're gonna go underneath the car. See, and now with the brake pulled, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna just, see, you can see all the crap coming out. It's getting in there. Okay, let's go up top. Okay, now we're gonna grab anti-seize, guys. Great stuff. Let's go back under. See, and now we can get in here. Just cake this thing. It'll suck that anti-seize back into the line. You get what I'm saying? Just like that. Okay, so we're done down here. Let's go up top now. Okay, so I took the emergency brake back off. See, it's getting so much easier. With each time, it's getting easier. Okay, I'm gonna go grab my teenage son and I'm gonna get him to pull, release, pull, release, pull, release. We'll see if he wants to be in the video or not. Okay, son, pull it. Okay, let it go. Just keep doing it back and forth. Oh yeah, it's starting to go really good. Okay, pull it. Yeah, keep it doing it. Okay guys, so me and my son did that for about 5 minutes. This line is full of WD-40 and anti-seize. It's like coming out the other side basically. You guys ready to see how good it works? Look at this. So I got the emergency brake off up top. It's effortless, look. %100% fixed, guys. Okay, we're moving on. Okay guys, so before we move on, I just want to show you something. So see the way these shoes sit in here? I hope you can see. It's kind of sunny out today, so it's hard to whatever. But so somebody was trying to get to this tensioner here. See, and what they did is, see, they like bent all this. Can you see that? They're trying to get in it this way at some point. I hope you can see that. There we go, that's better. See right there, it's all bent. And what they did is they actually bent this whole back plate like this way. See, so when this shoe sits here, see there's these little metal things. There's one there, like these metal high spots that this is supposed to sit on. And as you can see that one is bent in because somebody bent all this back. So when we pull this off, we're gonna stick a screwdriver in here and we're gonna pull all this back. So that's number one. That's wrong with it. Number two is the part that expands these. I'm sorry, I can't remember what it's called. See this part, it's all seized right here. So we're gonna, we gotta remove all of this, guys. So the way you remove these is basically you're gonna slide these out to the side. See, and you gotta try to get those out. There's one on that side and one on the other side. You can get in there with needle nose pliers. And look at that, looks like somebody put a screw in that one for some reason. It might be fine. Okay, I'm gonna take all this apart, starting with getting those two spring locking pins out, whatever they're called. Okay guys, so I got the top spring off. See, there it is, which made this even easier accessible, and we'll have better access on the other side as well. So I'm just gonna take this apart and put it on the ground for you so you can see how it goes. Okay guys, so we got everything off. As you can see, that's the order of things. So this adjuster is completely seized, so I'll fix that in this video. We're just reusing all this stuff. Everything's fine. The pads are good thickness. Everything's looking good. The shoes, sorry. Sometimes these springs are different. They're like double springed on the other side, but that's about the only difference there. So now what we got to do is see this part here for the emergency brake. Like this needs to move here. It like pivots. So when you pull this, well, I'll show you once we get it out. It's completely seized. I sprayed WD-40 on it. So underneath here, guys, is like a horseshoe washer, I guess we'll call it. And what we need to do is we need to get it off so we can separate this. It's not too bad, even though it's rusted like that, we can get it off. All we gotta use is just like these type of pliers and we can slide it off. So I'm gonna do that right now. See guys, so just like that. See, there it goes, I got it off. See guys, so it looks like that. So we'll put it here for now. So now this thing here, it's still corroded and still stuck. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pry it up against this thing like that. See, and then we're gonna get a little screwdriver and we're gonna jam it in there like so. We're gonna hit it with a hammer and it should start splitting it. There, got that out. Boom. Okay guys, just to ready all this, see how this is all kind of bent a little bit? So you just gotta straighten it all out nice. You can do it with just a screwdriver, a hammer. There, that looks pretty good, just basically the way it was. And now this bottom piece, remember how I showed you guys earlier, how it's not straight or whatever, right? So we're gonna get a screwdriver in here. And we gotta bend this back. See, it's going. Metal likes to go back to where it was, guys. Pretty easy to work with. There, that looks good. That should be perfect now. We'll double check it, but it came out a good, like enough. It's straight now. I can just see it with my eyes. Okay, this part's 100% fixed and ready to be put back together. That pin's good. Everything looks good. Oh yeah, one more thing, guys. So this top part, see how this is all bent? We're gonna bend that all back just with a pair of pliers. See guys, we just take a screwdriver. I don't know what happened to this stuff. Somebody wasn't paying attention, I guess, but we can fix all of this stuff, guys. See? Okay, I'm gonna straighten this thing all out and I'll show you guys when that's all done. See, just a pair of pliers is all you need. Okay guys, so as you can see, everything's good here. This whole setup is 100% good. So next guys, we're gonna clean all this with a wired brush, even a file if we have to get this looking good. This thing as well. We might even use a round file in that hole to get everything going good. We're gonna clean up this little horseshoe thingy. And this tensioner, we're gonna have to get this thing going. It doesn't spin at all. It's completely seized up, guys. Okay guys, first things first. So as you can see, this is seized. This part needs to spin and this part needs to spin, and neither part is spinning. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get just a regular propane blowtorch and we're gonna heat this thing up. Okay guys, it's hard to see because it's so bright out today, but I'm torching it. I'm gonna torch it for about 3 minutes on that side. We're gonna try to get that side off first. And careful when holding it with your pliers. You don't wanna bend those little teeth on the gear there. Okay guys, it's been about 3 minutes. Let's try it. Okay, here it goes. She's super hot. You wouldn't want to touch that with your hands. There we go. All right, we got that part off. Now we need to get the other part working. We'll put this down on the ground, not on the glass. And we're gonna grab it with some pliers like this time. And we're gonna heat this thing up. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now. Okay, we're gonna give that about 3 minutes. Okay guys, a little bit of heat can go a long way. Let's see if this works now. There we go. Without heat, there's no chance that would have came off. See, heat expands things. So it made this part a little bit bigger, which makes it come off easy. Okay, so we're gonna unscrew this. We're gonna put all these parts down and let them cool down. And while those are cooling, guys, we're gonna start cleaning the other part. The thing that expands the shoes to engage the brake. Okay guys, in order to clean this, you're gonna need a couple files, one of these. It's really not a big deal. So you take this thing, right? That's all you really gotta do. You don't gotta go too crazy here. So that's that. This part too, you wanna clean all around here good. See, just like that. And then right, you get what's going on here. So then this part, right, goes on like so. It actually goes on, yeah, it goes on like this. See, and that needs to move. See, and as this pulls, this pushes the pads apart, that part and that part, the shoes, whatever. Okay guys, so once you got it to that point, right, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab some of this beautiful anti-seize, guys, best stuff ever, right, and you're gonna cake all this on, see, like that. So then when you put this together, see, that goes like that and like this. See, it won't seize again. You're gonna put some on the bottom too. Just like that, right? You're gonna need that little horseshoe washer, but you don't put this on yet. You have to put this on in the car because you won't be able to put this part back on unless this is separate. So anyways, so this is done. That's all we're doing here. Okay, let's do the adjuster now. Okay guys, as far as this adjuster goes, obviously wait till it's cool. Okay, and that's ready too. So now you just grab some anti-seize again. You have to be able to turn this with your fingers or it's not clean enough. That's all you need, guys. Just like that. Okay, that looks good. And then the last part, guys, so you get a whole bunch of anti-seize, right? And same thing, guys. This has to spin freely like so, which it does now. So there you go. This whole thing is fixed 100%, guys. It'll outlast a new one, honestly. I'm not even kidding you. Anti-seize, your best friend here. Oh yeah, guys, just one more thing before we start putting everything back together. So this little horseshoe clamp, like I said, you don't put it on yet. There's grooves in there. You can't see them because of all the anti-seize, right? But it goes on like so. See? And then you give these a good squish at the end and it locks it. You just grab it and you squeeze it until it's tight. There was a little skinny little washer under this thing. I actually think it was supposed to go in between the two, but you can get away without it, guys. So see, look how nice that moves now. Okay, let's go put everything back together. Okay, guys, so the absolute first thing that I like to do, and I mean, do this at your own risk. Like, I'm not a professional, guys. This is all for entertainment only. Everything I do is just entertainment, so don't say, oh, you're not supposed to use oil on brakes, blah, blah. But I like to take this rust check stuff here, and this is what I do with it. Since this is one of those cars that will be around forever, see, like, some of this is starting to rust, but it's all very solid. So I just go like this, guys. And that will prevent it from rusting in the future. You get what I'm saying? If you want a car to last, this is what you do. So this stuff kind of dries up and then it just prevents it from rusting. So that's what I do, guys. on these back plates on old cars that I plan on keeping forever. Okay guys, so first things first, you take this part, see, and that just goes in like so. You can't get it in. I need two hands, guys. I might have to stop recording here, but it does go in. So I'll put that in right now. Okay, so it did go in, no problem, right? So that's the direction that goes in for that side. See, that way that ball is gonna sit right in this spot. So now the next piece is this piece, and see this like little hook sticking out of it? So that goes underneath there, but see, that hook sticks out this way just like that hook does. That's what pushes on the brake shoes. Here, let me quickly show you. Right, so on your brake shoe, this will sit like that, see? You get it. And then the other side will sit the same way. That part will. That part right there. Okay, so we're gonna put this on from underneath now, and we're gonna put that little horseshoe thing on. Okay guys, so here it is. See, there's the little horseshoe. So now we're just gonna grab some pliers and squeeze that shut. Just trying to get you to understand what's going on here. So I'm gonna do that off camera and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, there it is, nice and squished, see? So there's no way it'll come out, and see, this whole thing moves nice and free now. See how good it moves? Okay, let's continue. Okay guys, we're basically ready to put all this together. So this is the order of things, in case you're wondering. It wouldn't matter which way you put this in this particular case. Also, we're getting rid of this nut and bolt situation, and I actually found one of these pins in my drawer of stuff. Okay, let's get started right away. The first thing you want to do is basically you want to put this and this on, like those two things. You want to get them on. I'm gonna just gonna do it, guys. Like, there's no, you grab these and like that, right? Let me show you how these work in case you don't know. So this goes in, and then you turn it, see, and then it locks it, just like that. And then to get it off, you have to push it down, spin this, and then that comes out. So you have to push it in, spin it, and then it's locked. Okay, I'm putting these on. Okay guys, step one is done, as you can see. See, we got one in, and we got the other one in. So I mean, the rest is gonna be pretty easy. We're gonna line all these up here, and we're gonna get the bottom spring in and adjuster. Okay guys, so now I got this adjuster in, right? So that spring, I got it attached on one side. I'm just gonna grab some needle nose pliers, and I'm gonna try to get it over to that hole right there. Yeah, that's the hole. That one there. It's pretty easy. I mean, it just goes in. I wish I could like have a cameraman, but I don't. So I'm gonna get that in. The top's lined up pretty good, and then we just have one spring left right there, which in some cases it's like a double looking one, but that's the top spring in our case. Okay guys, so the bottom is in. See, we got that in. We got that spring attached from one side to the other. Everything's looking good here. We got this whole top lined up, so you gotta have that like that, and it's hard to see, guys, but anyways, it's only really one way it goes. So now when you push this thing, right, when that's connected and this pulls it, see, these will open up, watch, see, and then when you pull it back, they close. They will spring back once we put this spring on. So that spring goes on in there. There is enough room to get it in. It's tight. You put in the one hole, and then you, with needle nose pliers, get in the other hole. I'm putting this on now. Okay guys, we got everything together. Everything's looking super good in there. We got springs. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. So now, if this isn't happening on you, see, there it is. This is where this hooks up, right? See, watch how these open up. So if that's not happening, it's not working. So ours is working perfect now, which it wasn't working at all. So we fixed every component of it. Okay, our next goal is to get this ball on there. In order to that though, guys, we're gonna have to go underneath and we're gonna have to loosen. Remember when I said we made it tight like a guitar string? We're gonna have to loosen that a bit. That'll give us more play here. So I'm gonna go do that right now off camera. Okay guys, so now that we loosen that, see, this will come out a lot more. See, there you go. So now we can easily get that on there. I'm gonna do it with 2 hands. So we're gonna get that on, and then this spring, see, this spring has to go in front of this thing. Okay, I'm gonna put all this together and show you what that looks like. Okay guys, so basically now that you got that hooked up, the last thing you wanna do is you just wanna make sure this thing is all the way back, which in our case it is, right? These kind of sit here like this. They don't fully sit on these. I've noticed that about Corvettes. But anyways, everything looks really, really good. And like, you know, when you push on this, they open and then they bounce right back. Everything's looking good. So now you're gonna go underneath. So this adjustment here, see, like I put this bolt back a lot. You want it to be, you don't want it to be pulling at all when the brake is off. See, like there's a gap there. Very, very small gap, but there is one, and these are pretty loose, see? They're not like guitar strings, so they're not pulling on that brake right now. So that's how you set this thing up, guys. Okay, guys, so now what you want to do is, see this adjuster here? So you want to put this hole, like there's a big hole there. You just want to line that up with that adjuster. See what I mean? So that way you can get to it through the hole. See what I mean? Okay, let me show you how this works now. Okay, so the way this works is if you turn this in one direction, it brings these closer together. And if you turn in the other direction, it takes them apart. So this would have came in handy at the beginning if yours was seized up. So we're gonna spin it in this direction, see? And what that does is it's slowly opening these up. You wanna open these up to a point where the rotor can almost not go on. Or I guess the drum, you could say. Sorry for the light, guys. I should have been doing this inside. Thought it was a nice day, and now the shadow's screwing up the video. So anyways, you get at a certain point, and then, okay, I think we're ready to put the rotor on. So put the rotor on so that hole lines up with the hole in the rotor. Okay, guys, we got the rotor on, and see, as you can see, it spins no problem. Like the brake's not holding it at all. So what you want to do now is you want to stick a screwdriver in there, and you want to open up those shoes to the point where you can't spin it, basically. Let's see. Still loose. Okay, I can feel it getting tight. See, look, now the brakes are basically engaged. Okay, so when you get to that point, you're gonna turn it the other way, guys. Probably about 8 little click things, whatever you want to call them. So like 1, 2, oh, wrong way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. That's perfect. Okay, guys, this side is done. So all we got left on this side, guys, is to put this caliper back on, and it's gonna be very simple because of these rubber things, right? It's just gonna slide right on. We're gonna put those 2 bolts on the back really, really tight, and that side is done, guys. We're gonna put the wheel back on, then I'm gonna go over to the other side, do all the exact same stuff because it's also seized up over there. And once I'm done doing the other side, I'll just quickly show you how to adjust your handle for the emergency brake. So right now I'm gonna fast forward about an hour or 2 into the future until the other side is done. Whoa! And just like that, guys, we are in the future. Okay, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of bonus material really quick. Bear with me, it will save your frame. Okay, guys, I mean, if you look at this frame in this Corvette, I mean, it's in very, very good shape. I mean, how could you complain about it? But if you look up close, guys, see, like, it's got some rust in there, for example, right? Just to be honest, right? It is what it is. It's still all solid. Everything's good. So, I mean, that's one example. These shims are kind of rusty, too. There's shims on that side, shims on the other side. So that's like a spot that I'll show you how to prevent that from ever rusting. Also, like underneath here, like the jack's kind of in the way, but like, see, this frame looks very good, very solid, no rust really. But on the inside of it, see, look at this. See, it's, you know, it's very, very old, and it's got these little flakes of rust going on here and there. You know, I can feel them with my finger. It's still very solid. It's as solid as it will ever be for a 50 whatever year old car. Anyways, I'll show you how to rust proof it really, really quick. Like, I got the wheels off, I'm in here, I got good access, so let me show you. Okay guys, so there's many products out there. People use transmission oil, people use like Rust Check brand stuff. What I use, guys, is just bar oil for chainsaws. A whole 4-liter jug like this is $8, and it's environmentally friendly, guys. That's the best part about it. So what I do is, it's really thick stuff. What I do is I heat it up in one of these tea kettles. Once it's pretty warm, like almost hot, then what I do is I put it into my rust proofing gun, guys. Okay, let me fill it up and show you how good it works. Right, so you open this up, and then you take this nice, warm, gooey oil. But this is like environmentally friendly, guys, because every single piece of bar oil that you ever buy ends up everywhere anyways, because as you're cutting wood, it gets on your chain and it goes into the environment anyways. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the best stuff. So anyways, I'm gonna fill that up. We're not gonna go crazy here. We're just gonna spray it in the areas that need it. Okay, let me close all this up and set it up. Okay guys, there it is. There's my setup. See, I got this little straw thing. Let me show you how good and how far this sprays, and then let's get started. Okay guys, check it out. I mean, this sprays probably about, I don't know, maybe even 5 or 6 feet. Just like that. I basically do that to all my vehicles. Look at my old van. These vans are known for rusting. Not a speck of rust on it. And I live in Canada, guys. They salt the roads like crazy here. Okay, let's get started. Okay, guys. So, I mean, by spraying it in there, like I showed you how rusty it is in there. One, it will completely 100% stop it from rusting. And two, in the future, if you need to take some things out, if you ever need to take this apart, it will come out easy. It'll all be lubed up. So we're gonna like spray some in there. Like there's a hole in the frame here, so we're gonna point that thing in like that direction. We're just gonna fill this whole frame. We're gonna get the whole frame in the back of the car from about the halfway point. I'll do the front part later on when I'm working on the front suspension. But right now, since I got this up, this is what we're doing. Okay guys, here I go. It needs that, I'm telling you. So now we're gonna go in this hole and we're gonna spray it this way. Then we're gonna take it out, see? And we're gonna spray it that way. We're buying this car another 50 years, guys. Not going too crazy here. See what I mean? We're gonna fill this part that the diff's attached to, the back parts of the frame, and those spots right there on the frame too. So I'm gonna do all that off camera right now. It's only gonna take me 15 minutes, and then we're getting back to the brakes. I'll show you how to adjust the final adjustment. Okay guys, so there we go. She's rust proofed. The frame is full of oil. See, a little bit's dripping out, not the end of the world. But I mean, now, if you look in here, right? Like, look at this hole. How's that supposed to rust now? See, look right in there, guys. That can't rust anymore. It's basically rust protected, guys, by me, the problem solver. Remember that one spot I showed you where the trailing arm is hooked up to? Look at that. That will never rust again now. And if it ever needs to be removed in the future, guess what, guys? It'll make life a lot easier in there. So I filled up the frame everywhere. I recommend doing this, guys, to save these old cars. If everybody did this, all the frames on these would be mint. Anyways, okay, we're gonna put both wheels back on and move on to the brakes. Okay, guys, well, here we are. She is ready. The wheels are on, but they're still up in the air. So we're gonna go inside the car now really quick. So I'm pulling on this, right? And I mean, it feels pretty loose. Like, it kind of doesn't really start engaging till about here. See, then I can feel it tightening. So we're gonna go underneath, guys, and we gotta adjust it. Like, you wanna put that bolt as tight as possible, both those cables that go into the back wheels. You want it as tight as possible without engaging the wheels, basically. Like without engaging the brakes. So let's go underneath. Okay, guys, so we're underneath, right? Like, look how loose these are. So obviously all this slack, you want to get rid of all that slack. You want these to be almost engaged. So I'm gonna start turning that tighter. Like, see where it is? We're gonna tighten it. So I'm gonna turn it a bit. Okay, let me do that and we'll talk in a second. Okay, guys, I tightened it quite a bit, but they still spin completely freely, both of them on both sides. See, but now when I pull this up, see, it's already starting to engage, like right here. Oh yeah, it's really engaging. Let's go see if we can spin them. So yeah, there's no way you can spin that wheel. So now if we disengage it, right, you have to be able to spin it freely. That's how you know everything's working good. There you go. So everything's working good. I think we can put it even tighter. So you just keep tightening it till you get to a point where it's not really releasing it. And that'll be your sweet spot. Okay, guys, so we have found the sweet spot. See how much I moved it over? So we're gonna have to bring that other bolt to that bolt and put them against each other so it doesn't loosen by itself. But right now it's actually a little bit too tight. Let me show you. Okay, so with the brake disengaged, see, it's kinda, you can feel it. It's slowing it down quite a bit. So we're gonna go down there, we're gonna loosen it about that much, maybe a 1/4 inch. And that should do it. That'll be perfect then. Okay, I'm gonna go set that up, guys, right now, and I'll let you know if it worked. And before I do that, guys, see, now it's engaging. Like, see, it's already engaging. I can feel it. So yeah, it's a little bit too much, so we're gonna bring it back. You're getting it, guys. You guys are learning. You guys are learning. Let's get this done, guys. Let's get these Corvettes back on the road, everybody. Okay, guys, so there it is. That's what that should look like in the end. So now you know how to do all this, guys. And don't worry, guys. If you got it on too tight, you'll smell it. It'll smell like a burnt smell and your wheel will get hot. So then just loosen it some more. That's all. So thanks for watching another wonderful episode of Problem Solver Garage, guys. If you made it this far, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Yeah, that's what this involves. And make sure if you're gonna buy new parts, buy them through my links. I'll have every single part that we worked on listed today. And I mean, I know what you're thinking. Why didn't you buy new stuff and put it on? Well, let me tell you. I live in Canada, right? So like, I think the cheapest kit is 160 US, plus another 50 shipping, plus the duty, plus by the time you convert that to Canadian, I'm looking at like 450 bucks. For 500 bucks, I can go to Dominican Republic for a whole week and live like a king. So that's why. Plus, it's 100% fixed, guys. You've seen it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Thumbs up. Till next time, subscribe.
I love Problem Solver Garage.